criminal element doesn't just ship the drugs in. They use them to federalize our police, and they use them to corrupt the police with drug seizure money. And the story is up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I like the thing that Reason Online said. Video of SWAT raid on Missouri family. In February, I wrote the following about a drug raid in Missouri. Now the video's been released. SWAT team breaks into home, fires 7 rounds at family dogs. As 7-year-old looks on, they found a small amount. We now have the case. It's a gram of marijuana. Enough for a misdemeanor charge. The parents were then charged with child endangerment. For smoking pot, child endangerment, storming a home with guns, then firing bullets into the family pets as a child looks on equals necessary police procedures to ensure everyone's safety. Just so we're clear. Now there's the video, which you can watch below. It's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It's horrifying, but I urge you to watch it and to send it to the drug warriors in your life. This is the blunt end result of all of the war imagery and militaristic rhetoric politicians have been spewing for 30 years. Cops dressed like soldiers, barreling through the front doors of the middle of the night in the middle-class family, slaughtering the family pets, filling the house with bullets in the presence of children, then having the audacity to charge the parents with endangering their own children. There are 100 to 150 of these raids every day in America, the vast, vast majority like this one, to serve a warrant for a consensual crime. Every week in Austin, they kill dogs, just where I live. Your dog barks, your dog dies. And many times there's not even marijuana in the house or it's the wrong address. And can you imagine that this can happen to anyone? And you watch these cops when the guy's crying and they are getting off on it, stomping around. You are not real men. You are cowards. You are errand boys for the narcotics trafficking CIA and the big banks that launder the money, period. 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 And it's got to end. It's got to end. We've got to decriminalize all drugs now. It is so elementary. Mafia interests lobbied and used well-meaning Christians to support it to outlaw alcohol. Alcoholism more than tripled. The profits more than tripled. The police forces that had already been paid off to protect the whorehouses and gambling were then fully bought off. And after 10 years of prohibition and the country just in an absolute drug war like Mexico, almost collapsing in many areas because it funded all other levels of crime, they were forced to decriminalize alcohol. Now, oh yeah, it was like having cocaine to have a beer. Now, the same interests, when they lost prohibition, lobbied to make drugstore drugs illegal. You could buy cocaine, heroin, opium, anything, marijuana, you name it. It was called basically stomachache hemp was one of the brand names. But the point is, you could buy it anywhere. Little newspaper stands sold it, and less people used it than use it today. You make it illegal, it drives up the price, it makes it risque, it makes it avant-garde, it makes young people get involved, it creates a market to push it and to sell it, and for people to rob your house to get money to fund it. All of the horrors of the drug war and the drug culture and all the scum that are involved in it and all of the illegals pouring across the border involved in drugs and human smuggling, Mexico collapsing, it is your stinking, phony drug war. To the point of when the police come to your house looking for a thimble full of marijuana, they come in, the guy opens the door, the people open the door. It's actually the woman opens the door, the wife opens the door, the dad's asleep. They stomp into the room. The Welsh Corgi and the Bulldog run around the corner, and they shoot both of them. And you hear the dog bleeding out, and they shoot him some more. And the woman's leaning over the dog, crying, and the cop goes, "That's enough with the dog. Get in here." And they're shoving the little kids around. They got machine guns on the kid. The dad, who's half asleep, you know, the evil guy that had some marijuana, the thimble of marijuana, he finds out they've killed his dogs. He starts crying. You see the cops suddenly change their stance. They stick their chest out. They turn around, you can look right in their faces and their eyes. They are just feeding on the demonic energy. Just, oh, yes, oh, God, Satan, give me the power now. I love this blood sacrifice to you, my God. Of course, those cops don't know they're Satanists, probably consciously. They probably go to church. But they're Satanist in their heart. And if they look in their heart, they'll see the devil looking right back at them. Their God, their Savior, their Lord, the one they bow to. This is all about the raw, wicked exercise of power. Remember all the countless videos of Labrador retrievers and other sweet dogs jumping out of cars at traffic stops, running up with their tail wagging, and the cop just lowers the shotgun and just shoots it right in the face. And the people start crying, and the cop's like, shut up. It's all about being tough. And these cops are waddling around in this family's house with their dead dogs around them, pointing guns at the 7-year-old kid. And they're just shouting at everybody and just getting off on the adrenaline. And you know what? This is our excuse to come in your house. You had a thimble full of marijuana. And we're going to send CPS to take your kid now because you had marijuana. Meanwhile, they're on the news. Oh, we helped grow the opium. You know, Pat Tillman was writing letters home saying, yeah, the Army's protecting the opium. This war is all a big fraud. Mohammed Karzai's brother's the top drug dealer. And now because this information's out there, they think you're so stupid, they just come right out in the open and go, yeah, we grow the opium, but we do it to fight al-Qaeda. And when we catch you with any of it, you're going to prison in America. And we're going to send paramilitary police. And now that they've got these giant forces of paramilitary police created, they're openly training them to take on gun owners and veterans. Oh, it's going to be just like this for owning a gun. They're going to come in and kill your dogs and kill you, and they just think it's great. And they're being trained. You've heard the military people call in who are being trained with the police, and they've seen what I've seen. They say the police are even worse than the military who's been in Iraq and Afghanistan. They just talk about the public as scum and how they frame the public and how much fun it is and how they love it and how they enjoy it. And all the big police departments all over the country are constantly being caught planting drugs on people to take their cars. And the police get part of the money, and the police are stealing the money out of the drug lockups and out of the money lockups. When they raid drug dealers, they're keeping most of the money for themselves. And in all these big cities and small towns, cops are living in million-dollar houses and driving brand-new Corvettes, and nobody asks how they've got the money. It's a mafia, ladies and gentlemen. It's a mafia, period. And the only way you shut down the mafia in Mexico that's taken the country over is you decriminalize. Then all their money's gone. But in Mexico, politicians that have called for decriminalizing drugs have been murdered. And you better believe if it starts gaining steam here, they'll murder you as well. You're not about to get in the way of their hundreds of billions a year in pure profit they're making, and how they get to raid all the slaves, and how they get to pack the prisons full of people, and how they get to run checkpoints. You're not about to get in the way of these boys because they're the biggest street gang in America, and they know full well the CIA brings the goodies in. The slaves are dumb enough to pick it up, and as soon as they pick it up, that gives them fair game to open up on everybody. And that's what this is about, period. And so I'm in there during the break watching the video of Labrador retrievers jumping out with their tails wagging out of cars, and those cops just gun them down. So you understand, when the police raid you looking for drugs, half the time you don't even have drugs and it's the wrong house. You just remember every one of your dogs is dead. And let's just remember if one of your kids is asleep and makes a wrong move, they're dead. You just remember that. And if a SWAT team shoots their own officer in the back, like they've done all over the country and been caught countless times, they're going to frame you for killing their own officer. Because you're a scum American. You're a piece of filth who exists for one reason, to work in a prison and to pay taxes. You exist for one reason, and that's to serve government and the banks. You exist for one reason, that's to worship tyranny. You exist for one reason, and that's to make the government and corruption and oppression your God. And all the PR announcements and public service announcements and government brainwashing is about worshiping the military and worshiping the police that are the armored fist of the New World Order that's coming in here to take the pension funds and everything else. They're going to take everything they want because they got the guns, and they just can't wait. And they've been taught that authority is God, and it doesn't matter how unconstitutional it is. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. Now, I know a lot of you tuned in today to hear what's going on with the stock market record plunge of 1,000 points yesterday and clear manipulation. We will detail it all in the second, third, and fourth hour. Gerald Celente, top trends forecaster, joins us next hour. And then Bob Chapman of the International Forecaster, top expert. I mean, he's predicted everything that's happened with total precision, with what's happening in Greece, Portugal, Spain, you name it. Expert on stock market manipulation. He will be joining us to cover the plunge protection team and to give us his inside take on what exactly happened. I've got a good idea, and even CNBC was reporting it had to be staged. We've got that article up at Infowars.com. It is not somebody with a fat finger, but that's coming up as well. The drug war's rigged. The stock market's rigged. The mortgage market's rigged. The wars are rigged. The terror's rigged. It's all rigged. It's a big stinking business of slavery. And every little town's getting SWAT teams now, and every day they're busting down people's doors and killing people's dogs, and I've had enough of it.